Students, today we will read the lesson The Adventures of Toto from your English textbook Moments. And this chapter is written by Ruskin Bond, who was born on 19 May 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. Thus, Ruskin Bond has written hundreds of short stories, essays, novellas, and various kinds of short stories and books for children. Some of his great works are The Room on the Roof, Our Trees Still Grow in Dera, A Flight of Pigeons, The Blue Umbrella. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for his book Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. He was awarded with the Padma Shri Award in 1999 and Padma Bhushan Award in 2004. So this is about the famous writer novelist Ruskin Bond. I hope all of you have heard his name, and these are some of his famous creations. Let us move on to the chapter, The Adventures of Toto. Now let's read the chapter, The Adventures of Toto. So this is a humorous and adventurous story of a naughty monkey named Toto. The writer's grandfather bought the monkey from a Tonga driver. The pranks played by Toto, all the mischiefs played by Toto have been narrated in an interesting way and make the story a must read for us. আমি এই ষ্টৰীটোত এটা পেট মাংকি টোটোৰ বিষয়ে পঢ়িব পাম, and it is a humorous story. The writer comically represented the incident, and it is also an adventurous story. So let us read the first paragraph. So in the first paragraph, it is said that the writer's grandfather purchased or bought a monkey named Toto from a Tonga driver by paying 5 rupees to him. The Tonga driver had tied the little red-colored monkey to a feeding trough. So what is a feeding trough? Feeding trough is a large container for feeding animals. জীৱ-জন্তুৰ খোৱাৰ আহাৰ যোগান ধৰা এটা ডাঙৰ পাত্ৰ. And Tonga driver মানে হৈছে the driver of a horse cart. ঘোঁৰা গাড়ী চলোৱা এজন driver. And the Tonga driver had tied the little red-colored monkey to a feeding trough. আৰু সৰু সেই ৰঙৰ বান্দৰৰ পোৱালিটোক টংগা ড্ৰাইভাৰজনে এটা খোৱাৰ পাত্ৰ এটাৰ লগত বান্ধি থৈ দিছিলে যাতে সি গুচি যাব নোৱাৰে. When the writer's grandfather saw the monkey, he had a wish to add him to the collection of animals which he had in his zoo at home. আৰু যেতিয়া লিখকৰ ককাকে গ্ৰেণ্ডফাদাৰে সেই টোটোক দেখিছিলে আৰু টোটোক তাত যিহেতু ভালকৈ ৰখা নাছিলে টংগা ড্ৰাইভাৰগৰাকীয়ে, আৰু টোটোক সেইকাৰণে তেওঁ নিজৰ ঘৰত যি চিৰিয়াখানা আছে তালৈকে আনিবলৈ ইচ্ছা কৰিছিলে. Now in the second paragraph, the writer gives a description of Toto. ইয়াতে লিখকে টোটোৰ এটা বৰ্ণনা আগবঢ়াইছে about his characteristics. He had bright and shiny eyes which were full of mischief. তাৰ চকুজুৰি খুব উজ্জ্বল আছিলে আৰু দুষ্টালিৰে ভৰা আছিলে, খুব উৎপতীয়া আছিলে সেই পেট মাংকিটো. The eyebrows were deeply set on his face. আৰু চেলাউৰিবিলাক চকুবিলাক ভিতৰলৈ সোমাই যোৱাৰ নিচিনা আছিলে. তোমালোকে যেনেকৈ দেখিছা বান্দৰৰ চকুবিলাক যেনেকুৱা ঠিক তেনেকুৱা আছিলে. And his teeth were like pearls. আৰু দাঁতবিলাক কেনেকুৱা আছিলে? মণি মুকুতাৰ নিচিনা আছিলে. Many ladies belonging to the Anglo-Indian community. So what is Anglo-Indian community? So Anglo-Indian is a person who is related to both Britain and India. ভাৰতবৰ্ষ আৰু ইংলেণ্ড দুয়োখন দেশৰ লগত জড়িত এজন ব্যক্তি, তেনেকুৱা মানুহবিলাকক এংলো ইণ্ডিয়ান বুলি ইয়াতে কৈছে. So that community got scared when they saw his teeth which were displayed when he smiled. আৰু সেই কমিউনিটিৰ কিছু মহিলাই টোটোক স্মাইলটো দেখি পেলাই ভয় খাইছিলে. Toto's hands were dry, হাতবিলাক শুকান আছিলে, and wrinkled as if they had been dried in the sun like pickled vegetables. So now, what is pickled vegetables? Pickled means ফুড দ্যাট ইজ প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ ইন ভিনেগাৰ দি পেলাই যে খোৱা বস্তুবিলাক প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ কৰা হয় সেইটো হৈছে পিকেল আৰু টোটোৰ হাতবিলাকো ৰ'দত শুকোৱাৰ নিচিনা হৈ গৈছিলে শুকান হৈ গৈছিলে আৰু তাত আঁচ বা দাগ লাইনছ কিছুমান পৰি গৈছিলে টোটো had a long tail টোটোৰ এডাল দীঘল নেজ আছিলে the writer's grandfather thought that the tail added to the good looks of an animal so লিখকৰ ককাকে ভাবিছিলে যে সেই নেজডালে কি কৰিছিলে টোটোৰ সৌন্দৰ্যটো বৃদ্ধি কৰিছিলে here the writer represented it comically again এইখিনি কথা ইয়াত humorously represent কৰিছে Toto's tail was like a third hand for him আৰু এই নেজডালে টোটোৰ তৃতীয়খন হাত হিচাপে কাম কৰিছিলে It helped him to hang from the branch of a tree গছৰ ডালৰ পৰা ওপৰত উলমিবলৈ সহায় কৰিছিলে আৰু কি সহায় কৰিছে he also used it to lift objects which were beyond his hands reach ইয়াতে এটা শব্দ আছে scooping up means lifting up ওপৰলৈ দাঙি তোলা আৰু সেই নেজডালেৰে বান্দৰটোৱে কেতিয়াবা যিবিলাক খোৱা বস্তু all the delicacy বা all the things that হাতে ঢুকি পাব নোৱাৰে সেই নেজডালৰ সহায়ত টোটোৱে সেইটো উঠাব পাৰিছিলে চুই চাব পাৰিছিলে So now let us read the next paragraph. I hope you have understood. Grandmother always fussed when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret for her until she was in a particularly good mood. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall where he was tied securely or so we thought to a peg fastened to the wall. Peg means a hook যে আমি hook বুলি কওঁ and fasten means tied that means বান্ধি থোৱা The writer's grandmother was against the grandfather's attitude of bringing new pets, birds and animals. এই যে এইবিলাক বিভিন্ন জীৱ-জন্তু চৰাই লৈ আহে নিজৰ চিৰিয়াখানালৈকে এই কথাটো গ্ৰেণ্ডমাদাৰে আইতাকে ইমান বেছি ভাল পোৱা নাছিলে So the grandfather thought that they would hide this fact from her until she was in a good mood. At that time they would disclose this to her. The writer and his grandfather secured Toto in a little cupboard in the writer's room. In order to be sure that Toto did not escape, they tied him to a hook in the wall. আৰু যেতিয়ালৈকে লিখকৰ আইতাকে কথাখিনি গম নাপায় টোটোক যে সিহঁতে লৈ আহিছে তেতিয়ালৈকে এটা ৰুমত টোটোক বান্ধি ৰাখিবৰ কাৰণে সিহঁতে সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছিলে আৰু এটা হুক লগাই সিহঁতে এটা কাপবৰ্ডত টোটোক বান্ধি ৰাখিছিলে And then in the next paragraph a few hours later when grandfather and I came back to release Toto we found that the walls which had been covered with some ornamental means decoration paper chosen by grandfather now stood out as naked means uncovered brick and plaster The peg in the wall had been wrenched means destroyed, bhangi dia, from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. Shreds means cut into pieces, kati tukura tukur kori dia. I wondered what grandmother say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. So the writer and his grandfather went to Toto after a few hours. All of our episode Toto je tat bandit hoisile tak sabo goisile kichu ghontar pisot. The sight was shocking. They were shocked, they were surprised. Toto had torn the decorative wallpaper. Toto e সকলো সজোৱা যিবিলাক wallpaper আছিল এইবিলাক ফালি পেলাইছিলে আৰু তাৰ he had broken the hook to bhangi pelaisile and had escaped from his binding aru bondhonor pora ulai ahisile and also he tore the writer's blazer into thin pieces aru likhokor jitu horu jitu blazer asile hetu horu tukurat kati tukura tukur kori pelaisile Father didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. He's clever, said grandfather. Given time, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. So again, the writer's grandfather humorously represents this. The grandfather was quite delighted to see Toto's adventure. He was happy. He felt that Toto was very clever. Toto bor sotur asile. He said that if they would have given him more time, tak jodi to hiote aru olop samoy dile heten, he would have tied the thin pieces of the writer's torn blazer into a rope and would have escaped out of the window. Aru okoman samoy pale Toto hei je লিখকৰ যিটো ব্লেজাৰ আছিলে সেইটো টুকুৰা টুকুৰ কৰি পেলাইছিলে কাটি কাটি সেইটো লগ লগাই এডাল ৰছী বনাই সেইডালেৰে he would have escaped out of the window খিৰিকীৰে পলায়ো কিজানি গ'লহেঁতেন so in the next paragraph it is said that Toto was shifted after that Toto was shifted to the servant quarter Totok তাৰ পিছত servant quarter লৈকে shift কৰা হৈছিলে he was put in a cage তাক এটা পিঞ্জৰাত ৰাখি থোৱা হৈছিলে এটা পিঞ্জৰাৰ ভিতৰত ৰাখি থোৱা হৈছিলে he could live with the other pets in grandfather's zoo আৰু আন যিবিলাক সৰু সৰু জীৱ-জন্তু আছিলে সিহঁতৰ লগত একেলগে যাতে থাকিব পাৰে as you can see a word that is sociably means in a friendly manner যাতে বাকিবিলাক এনিমেলছ বা বাৰ্ডছৰ লগত ফ্ৰেণ্ডলি মেনাৰত থাকিব পাৰে সেইকাৰণে ততক তাত ৰাখিছিলে He would live with the other pets in grandfather's zoo. The zoo comprised of a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a squirrel mane kirketua, and the writer's pet goat. Toto was very mischievous. Toto khub beshi utpotia asile. He did not let the animals sleep at night. Kaku khubo dia nasile, khub disturb korisile. The writer's grandfather had to leave for Saharanpur the next day, so he decided to take Toto along as he was unmanageable. Tak jehetu manage koratu control koratu khub কঠিন আছিলে সেই কাৰণে ৰাইটাৰ গ্ৰেণ্ডফাদাৰ লিখকৰ গ্ৰেণ্ডফাদাৰ যেহেতু পিছদিনাখন সাহাৰানপুৰলৈকে যাব লগা আছিলে আৰু টটোকো লগতে লৈ যাম বুলি গ্ৰেণ্ডফাদাৰে সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছিলে ষ্টুডেণ্টছ আই হোপ ইউ হেভ আণ্ডাৰষ্টুড টিল Now the next paragraph, unfortunately I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. Abode means home, notun ghor, notun shelter. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite this way through. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air, an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. So here the writer was disappointed as he could not accompany his grandfather and Toto on the trip. His grandfather narrated the happenings of the trip to him later. He had got a special bag that is canvas kit bag এটা খুব ভাল এটা strong এখন bag লৈছিলে and it was made of some special material এটা বিভিন্ন বস্তু ভাল বস্তু এটাৰে অত্যন্ত কঠিন বস্তুৰে নিৰ্মিত এখন bag আছিলে that was canvas he placed some dry grass at the bottom of the bag কিছু শুকান গা বেগখনৰ তলিত দি ৰাখিছিলে on the trip the bag would be Toto's home Toto's new abode Etu asile bagkhon asil Totor eta notun shelter place as he would live in it. The bag had a zipper on the top of it. The writer's grandfather ensured that when the bag was closed, Toto would not be able to escape out of it. Aru chain edal asile aru chain dal logai diar pisot aru Toto tar pora ulai ahibo noarile karon bagkhon bahut beshi strong asile. Neither could he come out of the opening as it was closed with a zipper. Nor could it bite the strong canvas material in order to run away. Aru tar pora polai jabo lagile bagkhon hi kamuri singibo noare. So due to this, many times the bag would roll on the floor or it would certainly jump in the air. Aru bagkhonor bhitorte hi ifal bagori thakibo nohole tate hi jopiai thakibo. And these movements were noticed by all the people on the railway platform at Dehradun. আৰু Dehradun railway platformত যেহেতু গ্ৰেণ্ডফাদাৰে সাহাৰানপুৰলৈকে যাব আহিছিলে সকলো মানুহে এটা খুব আচৰিত দৃষ্টিৰে সকলোৱে চাইছিলে সকলোৱে নোটিছ কৰিছিলে এণ্ড মেড দেম কিউৰিয়াছ সকলো উৎসুক হৈ পৰিছিলে টু নো হোৱাট ৱাজ ইনচাইড দ্য বেগ সকলো মানুহে ভাবিছিলে যে বেগখনৰ ভিতৰতনো কি আছে বেগখন নিজে নিজে লৰচৰ কৰি আছে ইফালৰ পৰা সিফালে জঁপিয়াই আছে তো বেগখনৰ ভিতৰত নিশ্চয় কিবা এটা আছে চ' দে ৱেৰ ছাৰপ্ৰাইজড দে ৱেৰ শ্বকড So all the people on the railway platform made them curious to know that what was inside the bag. শিক্ষাৰ্থীসকল এইখিনিলৈকে তোমালোকে নিশ্চয় বুজিছা চ' ইয়াৰ পিছত আমি বাকীখিনি চেপ্টাৰটোৰ বাকীখিনি আমি পঢ়িম চ' থেংক ইউ অল অফ ইউ